During a little noticed event last week from the Heritage Foundation, of course, Donald Trump was a featured speaker where he got up there on stage and then asked the crowd, would you rather be dumb or be a dictator? And I'll read the exact quote in just a moment, but I got to give you a little bit of backstory. The whole reason he got on that is because before he asked if they'd rather be dumb or a dictator, which we all know which one he chose, he started talking about that dementia test that he had to take years ago. He took it in 2018, and of course he bragged about it in 2020, the person, woman, man, camera, TV. We all know that, of course. And he brags that it was some kind of cognitive test, but it was actually a test to see if he had dementia. So let me start with his bragging about the test before I get into the dictator or stupid conversation. First, they said not too smart. Well, that all went away, and I said, Doc Ronnie, speaking of Ronnie Jackson, I gotta take a test. He said, you know, the problem is, sir, this is essentially a public place. One of the great hospitals of the world, right? You have a series of doctors sitting there and if you do badly, the word's gonna get out. And I did it in front of a panel and we aced it. And the one person said, that's the first time I've ever seen anyone ace it. So all of that stuff stopped. But then they made me a dictator instead. Which would you rather be? A dumb person or a dictator? Perhaps a dictator would be better. I don't want to be a dumb person. Well, I've got bad news for you, bud. You actually pretty much were both. You were dumb and a dictator. And when I say were, I'm only referring to the dictator because you are still dumb. You're literally out there acting like this dementia test that you passed was an IQ test. That's not what an IQ test is. I know I've had one. I aced it, by the way. Didn't get everything correct. Absolutely not. That's not a thing that happens. Did score high enough, by the way, though, to get into Mensa. I've never seen you at any of the meetings, however. Here's the thing, bud. That was a test to see if you had dementia. People ace it every single day across the United States, probably in all 50 states, at least one person every single day. I'm willing to bet hundreds, if not dozens, pass it every single day. So, yeah, that's not something that really determines your intelligence. It just determines whether or not you have dementia and whether or not your brain is actually deteriorating. And I know a lot of times we referred to Donald Trump, we being everybody in the, leftist media is crazy, unstable, and all those things. And I still hold that to be true in my heart. And I think most of us do. But we never said you had dementia. So what exactly are you bragging about? Like, okay, cool. You can still not have dementia and still be crazy. You can not have dementia and also not be smart, which is exactly what applies to Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump has talents, don't get me wrong. He is an expert, probably the best we've ever seen at manipulating and conning people. He is very good at that. But that doesn't mean that he is an actual smart person. But he was also a little wannabe dictator when he was president of the United States. He had nothing but kind words for authoritarian dictators all around the globe when he was president of the United States. And it's worth noting on that particular point that also during that speech, he admitted to threatening an ally of NATO. Said, if you don't pay your dues, I'm not going to come protect you, which of course is a violation of the NATO charter that the United States is in fact a part of. So he threatened our allies. He mocked our allies. He put sanctions on our allies while praising dictators. I don't know about you, but that seems pretty damn stupid to me. And it also seems like the action of a wannabe dictator. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.